Oside Mafia, the raw voice of the streets that shook the nation. What happens when a group of underestimated voices rise from the underground to speak their truth, and the world has no choice but to listen? That's the story of Oside Mafia, a Filipino hip-hop collective born from the gritty, unfiltered corners of reality. Their journey is not just a rise to fame. It's a rebellion against silence, a celebration of authenticity, and a movement for those who never felt heard. Before the fame and viral tracks, Oside Mafia was simply a group of hungry dreamers from the streets of Malate, Manila, a city known for its rough edges and untold stories. But it was those very streets that shaped them. Their beginnings weren't glamorous. They weren't molded by mainstream formulas or polished by industry hands. What they had was pain, passion, and purpose, and they poured all of it into their music. While most artists chased radio hits, Oside Mafia chased truth. Their lyrics hit hard not because they were laced with fancy metaphors, but because they were real. They didn't rap about fake lives, they rapped about survival, loyalty, struggle, brotherhood, and the daily grind that too many people pretend doesn't exist. Their words echoed what so many Filipinos felt but didn't know how to say. Tracks like Paza and Ano Love didn't just trend, they hit a nerve. They were unapologetic, aggressive, and raw. But behind the profanity and street bravado was a message that went deeper than beats. We are here. We exist. And we will not be ignored. Oside Mafia made people look beyond the surface and see the reality of the streets they came from. No filters, no sugarcoating. What sets Oside Mafia apart isn't just their music, it's their fearlessness. In an industry that often rewards conformity, they chose rebellion. While many cleaned up their image to fit into media-friendly boxes, Oside Mafia stood firm. They represented the misfits, the underdogs, the kids society wrote off as troublemakers. They weren't trying to be role models, they were trying to be real. And in a world drowning in fakery, that's exactly what people needed. But let's be clear, Oside Mafia's story isn't just about toughness. It's about growth. As their fan base exploded, so did their awareness of influence. They began to use their platform, not only to vent, but to uplift. They showed the youth that no matter how dark your past, there's always a way forward. That your pain can have power. That your anger can find purpose. That your scars can become stories that guide others out of their own darkness. Behind the tattoos and street anthems is a group of individuals who refuse to let poverty, discrimination, or judgment define them. They showed that you can turn your trauma into art, your chaos into rhythm. And in doing so, they became a voice not just for a city, but for an entire generation that's tired of being unheard. Oside Mafia doesn't pretend to be perfect. They don't hide their flaws or mask their pasts. Instead, they own it. And that's what makes them powerful. Because when you stop pretending, when you strip away the image and expose the truth, only then do you truly connect. And that's exactly what they've done. Their influence now extends beyond the Philippines. The diaspora feels them. The streets recognize them. The youth respects them. And why? Because they speak the universal language of struggle. They rap about pain, love, betrayal, hustle, and survival. Things that cross all borders. But what's even more inspiring is that they haven't let success dilute their essence. Many artists lose their voice when fame comes knocking. Not Oside Mafia. They continue to evolve without forgetting where they came from. And that evolution doesn't mean softening their sound, it means sharpening their vision. They're slowly becoming mentors, paving the way for others who once thought they had no shot. Their story reminds us of one powerful truth. You don't need permission to speak your truth. You don't have to wear a suit to be respected. You don't have to clean up your image to be impactful. You just need to be real, be relentless, and believe that your voice matters, even if it shakes the world before it gets accepted. So now the question is, what's your story? Are you using your voice, or are you still waiting for the world to allow you to speak? Are you hiding your truth because it doesn't fit the image others expect? Oside Mafia's journey teaches us to stop waiting. Start building. Start creating. Start speaking, even if your voice trembles, even if your message is messy. Because authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to be yourself in a world that tells you not to be. We want to hear from you. Has the rise of Oside Mafia lit a fire in your own journey? What part of their story resonates with your own hustle, your own pain, your own dreams? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation real. Your voice might be the next one that breaks through.